Hello all and welcome to All Red. Arne Slot does his first press conference and gets very feisty with some reporters. We'll get to that in a minute. But first, we need to break down everything asked and everything answered by Arne Slot and Richard Hughes. So let's jump right in. And first and foremost, were the questions a little weird from the reporters? It's kind of like they were still hung up on Jurgen Klopp. Like, did they get into the press conference room and expect to see Jurgen Klopp there? And then when he wasn't there, it was like, oh, I guess all of our questions are just about Jurgen Klopp now. Lots of questions about Jurgen Klopp. I get it. He's a great guy, club legend. We all love him. But this was Arne Slot's press conference, guys. Come on. So, a little weird there. But I will say, Arne Slot answered every question that mentioned Jurgen Klopp with class, and he deferred it well without being disrespectful. I did a very good job. Very good job. Overall, I'm very, very happy with Arne Slot and his first press conference. Did a very good job. Him and Richard Hughes. Arne Slot and Richard Hughes, it was clear. The message they wanted to send in this press conference was they want to improve this team. And that is music to my ears, because when you have a manager, Arne Slot, that comes from a smaller club, and you have Richard Hughes, who comes from a smaller club. Both of those guys are effectively running your club now. And when both of them come in and say, Liverpool Football Club is not good enough yet. Liverpool Football Club needs to improve. We need to make this team better. That is what I want to hear. I don't want Richard Hughes to say, wow, I've never had good players like this before, so I'm going to go sell one of them and not buy anyone because we have too much talent. And I wasn't used to this at Bournemouth. And Arne Slot comes in and he says, yeah, you know what? We've got a lot of good players. I don't really need all of them. So if the owners need some more profit, that's great. Let's sell them. None of that. They want to make this team better. That's what I want to hear. It also seems like Richard Hughes and Arne Slot are a little bit like besties. There's some good chemistry there. And it wasn't like they were, buddy-buddy, but clearly it's those two. Those two are in charge, I think. Now we know. Richard Hughes is going to do the man management of transfers and all of that, behind-the-scenes business stuff. And Arne Slot is going to focus on the current squad and who are they playing next. That is Arne Slot's role, and Richard Hughes is dealing with all the other stuff. I would think as a manager, as a coach, head coach, that's got to be kind of freeing, right? You know that you have brilliant minds that are going to analyze all of your data as a coach and then analyze potential new players against that, and the results tend to work out really well. And of course you have Michael Edwards overseeing all of that. I would think for Arne Slot, that's kind of like we're going to make the right decisions because it's going to be heavily based on hard data, which is why, by the way, Arne Slot was chosen. Richard Hughes got into that. Excuse me. Richard Hughes said that Arne Slot was picked for multiple reasons. Number one was the data. The data lined up with what they wanted. And the other things were kind of cool too. Like, they picked him because he had a similar style to what Jurgen Klopp did with the attacking, the passion, the intelligence. And this was really cool to hear Richard Hughes say this. They picked him because they thought the fans would want to watch his style of football. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. And obviously, they want to win. So it's not just about entertainment. They want to win. That's what the fans really want, right? We want to win. We want to be entertained, but we want to win because it's not entertaining when we don't win. Okay? Okay. So it's clear. Arne Slot is not focused on anything but the squad and the football. And that is good. That is a good thing. We don't want Arne Slot distracted by other things that he doesn't need to be worried about. He wants the fans to love the football. That was really cool. I don't know if Jurgen Klopp ever said that. He probably did. But I think Arne Slot understands that when the fans enjoy the football, the fans become part of the team. Anfield, and we know this already, but Anfield, when they are enjoying the football, when the team is winning, when everyone is succeeding together, the fans become this indispensable weapon that the team uses against their opposition. Arne Slot understands that. He wants to fuel that. And no better place to do that than Anfield. You know, I could get the sense that Arne Slot really respected Liverpool before coming here. And you know, he was asked, you know, why did you pick Liverpool? What was that decision like? And he gave a few answers. But one of the answers was that Liverpool shared some similarities with Feyenoord, where he came from. And the Feyenoord, when he went to Feyenoord from AZ Alkmaar, Feyenoord had this really great fan base. He said they were the best fans in the Dutch league. And similar, Liverpool, he said, have the best fans in England. Which, of course, any new manager is going to say that. But I think he actually believes that. He had been to Anfield before, he said, as a fan. And, you know, he's mentioned several times, watching Liverpool and Man City, that rivalry from afar, a lot of respect for the club. So I get the sense that he had a lot of respect for Liverpool before coming here. And this was kind of fun. For Liverpool fans, probably not as fun for rival fans, especially Tottenham fans, to hear that Arne Slot was not really looking to leave Feyenoord, and there were not many clubs that could tempt him away from Feyenoord. Liverpool were one of those. Tottenham were not, because we know Tottenham went in for Slot last summer, and they didn't get him. He didn't want to leave. So, a little salt in the wound there for Tottenham fans. So sorry. I'm not really sorry, though. Oh, boy. I liked, too, that Slot was asked about Man City and Pep and that rivalry kind of continuing. And I thought Slot kind of threw a little salt in there, threw a little shade at Man City. He said, you know, they're a great team. Pep's a great manager, but there's a lot of other great managers in the league. There's a lot of other great teams. And you know what? We're really focused on Ipswich Town. That's what we're focused on right now. We're not focused on Man City. I like that. I like Slot saying that. Again, it was just like, that's another question about the past that Slot wasn't even a part of. You know, oh, what about Pep Guardiola and Klopp and that rivalry? What about it? Like, that's not me. By the way, Richard Hughes looks really good and really ready to take on this role for Liverpool Football Club. I was very impressed with him. Very confident, very poised, knows what he's talking about. Really kind of just had that aura of like, yeah, I'm running the show here. Let me tell you about it. And I'm not going to give you too much information, but I'll share a little bit. And no, I'm not going to talk about that. So next question. Richard Hughes, great. Love the guy. Haven't seen a lot of him yet as in his role at Liverpool, but really liked what I saw from him in this press conference. Arne Slot, he also said a few more things here, not just focused on tactics, but also getting the players bought in and the players ready to believe. Love that. I don't know how much Klopp did of that. I would guess maybe not as much as Slot plans to do. Slot is a little bit more of a communicator, I think. A little bit more of like, hey, I'm going to get to know you on a deep level and figure out what makes you tick. He did that with Orkun Kokcu. I did a video a couple weeks ago about that and how he figured out that Orkun Kokcu just needed to go home and go to Mecca and kind of get some things straightened out, get things right, and he came back a different player, and he's never been the same. So I get the sense that Arne Slot is a little bit more like, hey, I'm going to get up in your grill a little bit and learn about you. I don't know why I have these in, by the way. Get rid of those. I'm really excited to see what he can do with the different players on this squad. And here's where it got spicy. So Chris Pajak from Redmen TV, Arne Slot. Chris Pajak asked about Slot's 4-2-3-1 that everybody knows he plays, and Slot said it made him sad. He said, that kind of makes me sad that you think I play a 4-2-3-1. Who told you that? Who told you I play a 4-2-3-1? And he said, if that's what people really think of my tactics, then that makes me sad. And then he told Chris to do a better job analyzing. So, Redmen TV, got a little slap on the wrist there for asking a question that he shouldn't have asked. Now, I'll be honest. I thought he did a 4-2-3-1, but I also know that he switches it up. And he switches it up in game, switches it up before the game. It's more about who they're playing. And I'm not saying, like, if I probably would have asked a similar question. I'm not saying better than Chris Pidgeot. But I thought it was interesting that Arne Slot got a little spicy with the Red Men CV. Tottenham. I already talked about Tottenham not being special enough for a Slot to leave Feyenoord. A little salt in the wound there. I thought this was interesting. Arne Slot said he wants to keep his players. He looked over at Richard Hughes and said, "Can we? This guy. I expect this guy to keep our players." So maybe that, maybe that dispels some rumors about Salah or Diaz leaving. That could be, that could be him saying like, "Hey, I'm good with the squad as is." Obviously, we're not going to talk about who we're potentially bringing in, but that was interesting. And then also would not answer the question about where he plans to play Gakpo and Trent, which, I wouldn't expect him to know that yet. Hasn't even probably been around them a whole lot because of the Euro. So anyways, I want to say overall, Richard Hughes and Arne Slot, very impressed. Loved pretty much every answer I heard, even though the questions were weird and they were more about Jurgen Klopp half the time than Arne Slot, but they did a great job. Poised, focused, very, very focused. Arne Slot seems very focused. He is not out to make friends with the media, which is good. Neither did Jurgen Klopp. I don't think Arne Slot has a ton of charisma like Klopp did, but he seems very focused and almost too focused, but in a good way. He just wants to get back to, I want to get back to my tactics. I want to get back to the players. I want to get back to working with them and preparing for Ipswich Town. And that's what I want my manager to do at Liverpool Football Club.
Thanks for watching this all-red clip. If you liked the video, click the like button and comment below. Let me know something about whatever it is you want to say. And, of course, consider joining the All Red community by subscribing to this channel. It's fast, it's easy, it's free, and it's all red. And you're welcome to stay here and keep watching this video as long as you like. But I actually need to go. So, thank you. I'll see you later.